Welcome to Berserk, here at Manga Story, and today we're going to be covering chapter 291 to 294. We're 300 chapters into this story. If you're interested in Berserk, it's insane, it's amazing. We have a whole playlist from 1 to 300. In our last video, we watched as Roderick's ship, the Seahorse, effortlessly took down Bonebeard's fleet in a naval battle. But while Roderick was focused on the battle, Guts himself was fighting a different kind of battle in his mind. The Beast of Darkness told him that he can try to protect the ones that he loves, and when they are gone and dead, he will rise. He will hunt that which they truly seek. Over on Wyndham, talks of the Kushan defeat reach the ears of the Wyndham Resistance Force, who are amazed that not only are the Kushan stopped, but they were stopped by the Band of the Hawk. However, as those talks go on, there is one person who seemed rather unfazed by the return of Griffith, and that is Foss. Laban then tells everyone that there is also another important piece of information. Her Highness, the Queen Charlotte, whom they thought was lost in the chaos, is now back. The Resistance members all begin cheering that soon they may actually get back their country. But as all of the men begin to work out the plans to try and take back the castle, a woman with a group of children call out to Foss. Foss looks at the woman asking what's the matter. It's dangerous to have children out here this late, but one girl steps up. She says that they all have been having this strange dream. They've all dreamed the bright bird dream. Another young boy then says, yeah, one night when you can't see the moon, all of the mist in the Kushan soldiers suddenly disappear. Everyone is supposed to leave the city because in the morning a giant black shadow will appear and block out the sun. But everything will be okay because the shining bird will come and call up a big storm, blowing the shadow away. After that, the true morning will come, and the one that everyone has been hoping for, the true dawn. The next morning, Griffith leads his men with the Pontiff as they journey back to Wyndham. As they ride, Griffith tells the Pontiff that he's sorry for waking him up this early, and the Pontiff tells him that it's no real trouble at all. Inside the carriage, Charlotte says even still they worry about his health. Catching a cold could be very harmful to him. The Pontiff says that they mustn't worry. It is not his fate to die just yet, not until he performs the wedding ceremony and places the crown upon Lord Griffith's head. Outside, Mule looks around at the soldiers that decided to follow, and he says that he expected a larger turnout. Locust then asks perhaps the Holy See felt that it was not worth it to send soldiers into an area that they deem as doomed. But regardless, trivial things will soon have no meaning after the upcoming war. Soon, dawn will come and the true sun will shine upon this world. Back in Wyndham, Diaba chased Ganishka through the castle halls, telling him to please wait. He must reconsider what he's about to do. Ganishka clutches his face where Guts and Zod injured him, shouting that his words tire him. There is only one way. These scars ache. If I am to take on Griffith, then I must become more, just as my very presence has made you bend to my knee. As Ganishka enters the Daka creation room where the giant mass of sewn together apostles are located, he shouts that this must work. He has no choice but to transcend above being an apostle. Diaba begs Ganishka to wait, but as Ganishka readies himself above the mountain of flesh, he shouts to lower him inside. Moments later, he is lowered into the festering mass and he thinks to himself that this is it. He will try to become the towering devil that he needs to be to defeat Griffith. Just like the children said before, the mist soon begins to suck from the city streets towards the castle. But not only the mist, but the living essence of everything around. The elephant warriors are broken down, the alligators, the tigers, everything. And in front of the castle, some of the Kushan guards see the mist coming their way. As it passes through them, the mist begins to rip apart their flesh. The soldiers inside all try to escape, but as quickly as the mist begins to spread, it quickly breaks them down. Diaba tries to maintain control of the apostles of the Daka creation, as even the monks there are absorbed into the mass. Diaba watches as the mist is sucked in as well, and he says that this is the Emperor's demonic essence. He is devouring every living thing, and deep from within the spirit realm, something ominous begins to take shape. Back in the streets, Laban begins to round up all of the people alive, telling them that if they wish to escape from here, they must hurry. They have to leave before dawn. One of the resistance members asks if it's because the children who are dreamed. And Laban doesn't answer, and instead continues giving the resistance members orders. As he leads a team towards the castle, he finds the gate is empty, and all that is there are old Kushan uniforms. He looks at the position of the uniforms and comments that it's as if they were running from something. Another resistance member calls out that they won't have time to investigate. They have to hurry and free the prisoners. He nods, continuing to head into the castle prison, and when he gets to the cells, he finds them all lined with clothing. He picks up a set of keys that have been left behind, and he opens up the cell door to find a group of women naked, huddled against the wall. The girls all stare at Laban and his men, and Laban tells them that it's okay, they need not be afraid. They have come to rescue them. The girls don't answer, and as one tries to hide her excitement, she shouts that it's all like the vision. They are finally rescuing them. Laban then tells them that they must hurry. The Kushan have left the city, and suddenly, all of the girls begin to cry, standing screaming, "Thank you, Hawk of the Light!" Laban and his men finish releasing most of the prisoners, and he looks at the Kushan uniforms and he thinks of an idea. A short while later, a group of Kushan appear to march out of the castle, and the townspeople see them and they begin to panic. Laban calls to everyone that they must calm themselves. They are not Kushan. Foss then asks what is the meaning of this, and Laban tells them to please forgive the surprise. They didn't have time to explain. They must hurry and leave. The evacuation of Wyndham will now commence. A short while later, after dressing everyone up in the Kushan uniforms, they begin to make their way through the city, blending in with the remaining army. As he leads everyone away, the Kushan soldiers guarding the outer gates of Wyndham stop them, asking what are they doing and where is their destination. Some of the people begin asking why are they stopping, and the guard yells again, asking, "What is wrong? Why are you not answering?" Laban tries to figure out what to say, and he readies to draw his sword, but a Kushan messenger rides up to the guard, telling him that there's been a change. Here are the deployment orders. The messenger hands over the papers to the guards, and then he looks over at Laban, telling him to please forgive him for an error, Commander. He leans in and whispers that he is helping them, so please play along, and Laban is surprised by the help. But not only that, the messenger spoke their language. The guard looks over the paperwork and says that it checks out. Let them pass. The guards open the gates and all of the Wyndham townspeople begin to march out. Once they are outside, Laban looks at the messenger and asks who is he, and the messenger says that he is Jairus and he is with the Band of the Hawk. Laban asks the Band of the Hawk, but he's Kushan, and Jairus tells him yes, but there are actually a few Kushan who swore allegiance to the Hawk. Before the conversation could go on, a group of men jump in front of Laban, and he grabs his sword, asking who is there. Salat stands up with his baka raka, stating that he has no reason to give his name to the enemy. And not only are they trying to escape, but they are Kushan traitors. The resistance members begin to draw their swords, and Jairus tells them, please wait. He then looks back at Salat, and he asks if he is of the Bakiraka clan. He has heard of their bitter history, that they were once war slaves serving a dying king. They survived by selling their battle skills to whoever paid them the most, but this war, it was supposed to be a chance for them to reclaim their honor, correct? How would they like to reclaim their honor and serve the Hawk? The Empire is certainly powerful, however, it is an empire of maddening fear. Would they rather throw away their warrior's pride? Salat laughs, telling Jairus that it doesn't matter, they have lost such things long ago. As long as their clan survives and they find land, he could remain a nameless face down in the mud. Jairus then goes on telling him that perhaps if he were to join, he would see the things as they see them. The Hawk is to bring them to something that no one's ever seen before, a new world. He will let them see for themselves whether the new world or whatever it is truly comes. And with that, Salat leaves Laban and the rest to continue their journey. As the morning sun comes, Owen calls out to Laban and his men, and Laban says that it would seem that he has survived. Owen tells him, yeah, same goes for him. It looks like they both have plenty of stories to share. They should report their safe return to the general. Laban looks up, and as Foss does, he falls to his knees and prays. And what they see is Griffith sitting on his horse, looking down at them. And that is the conclusion to chapter 294. We're coming up to chapter 300 of Berserk. It is almost there. We have been doing this forever. Oh my gosh. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to get the next chapters of Berserk, and I'll see you next time right here at Manga Story.